We're going to start the inside tour with one of Colin McRae's cars. We've just had a tour, so we're going to try and give as much information as possible. There's a lot of vehicles within here that I can't show you, so make sure that you watch the full video. There is insane stuff, but there's a lot of stuff here. We'll have to gloss past. Yeah, it's been a day. It's been a day, hasn't it, Jace? But yeah, Colin McRae car.
Spec car.
Yeah.
2000 vehicle. So this is one of the vehicles that did come back from the Safari, but has had a rebuild and then has sat still since.
So it is time capsuled in that time period where he'd driven it, and it's here, and it is just like, even down to rally stuff like black tape on these bonkers, absolutely bonkers. Carbon fibre in the headlights. It is just, yeah, exactly as it was, preserved. And
obviously this lends itself to the era of the Focus RS Mark 1, which is why it does have the body shell, wider arch components from the RS Focus Mark 1 at that time, which was
yeah, what a thing to see though in front of us, and yeah, just be around is a pretty big deal. Next up, Mark 2.
This is Brian's car, apparently.
Right.
Yeah, just a nice Focus that lives inside. Apparently Malcolm's let him use it as a little garage space.
Yeah, nice bit of kit though. So last iteration of what is the Fiesta.
This was 2017 WRC spec Fiesta. So this was like a 750,000 pound money car.
Which is ridiculous. Built in-house here as well, rallied and then sat up in the collection. As you go past these cars though, you get to see just the intricate details. Mirrors, just the insides. I mean, we've had some time with these cars already, so we've been round them, but
we've just been around the production plant as well. So we've just watched how
this is built, how this is done.
They strip back the original Ford shell. They take off the rear quarters, they take off the wings, take the doors off. Then they fit the tubular structure first. Then the stainless, the floor is all steel. Boot floor is then steel. Tunnel was adopted to have the transmission system through, and then you have all the carbon fibre or composite components put onto the shell afterwards. We've just watched on a conveyor belt that we can't show you.
We can't show you, which is so annoying.
Various rooms around this facility.
We are allowed to go in, so I'll just show you inside this. Absolute bonkers. Genuine rally car built here. Yeah, just the maddest thing. I'd have one.
So,
I'd have one.
Some interesting
move round though
on the next one. So this is a 2009 Focus WRC, but notice the headlights. They kept the pre-facelift headlight, and because it was going to cost too much machine time and money to then adopt the new facelift Focus RS Mark II shape, shall we say, they put some stickers of this outline of the later Focus over the PFL.
Quite a good way of doing it, really, if you think about it.
But yeah, wow, that's just such a cool thing.
Yeah, that is like up there with the most insane in the collection, the most insane vehicle. This has just been, you tried to do the door up and it didn't happen. Although being, was said, oh, you could do that, but it's flashing now. But yeah, back to the Focus. I mean, this is
just
again,
on the cut-off area. So basically, they didn't WRC the Focus that we're all used to in 2009, 2010, because obviously the newer Fiesta shape came in. Yeah. And they said that they were talking to us on the tour that the Fiesta was a lot easier because of the strength of the chassis and the way it was welded at Ford's was prone to be able to be in a rally car a lot easier than what the Mark II Focus shell was.
So it actually overtook this as a production
whereas
rally
this,
car.
as we know, the Mark II Focus did run on for a little bit longer, up till just under 2011. But yeah, rather than do that, they started and kicked off with the S2000. We'll have a look at it in a minute.
Fantastic. So yeah, we'll go past the GT that's flashing that someone tried to get into a minute ago. Really interesting. Yeah. So our question was, why is this in here? What is it doing? It's actually a old recce car.
So it's a recce car. So on the beginning of a rally, obviously the team needs to have a recce of what's going on, co-pilot and driver. So this vehicle lending itself at the time as a Volvo owned by Ford at the time. Yeah. So it's important to realise. but this was all-wheel drive and a powerful car. So it could pull itself through a forest quite happily to do a recce. Obviously at the time Ford didn't produce a four-wheel drive or all-wheel drive Ford, so they used the Volvo S60R.
Yeah, and that was then, because it performed very well, was then taken and put into the Mark II, which is why that exists.
Again, the evolution. So this is 2005, 2006 recce car, but at the time Ford didn't develop anything in the all-wheel drive world that would have actually done that job.
Yeah.
So they used a Volvo, which was Ford owned at the time. Perfect.
Yeah. Which is mad. So that's then gone into the evolution of the RS products, which is really cool. So that is quite a substantial bit of history there for Ford, especially Ford and for Volvo and for M Sport and stuff. So yeah, really, really big deal. Moving on though to the most random truck, but like I absolutely love this. This is exactly what you want sat next to your old car. It's just in the blue with the M Sport logos. Just really cool.
Probably would have sold items that Ford Rally Sport or M Sport at the time would have sold at a rally.
Yes, I would assume
promotional
so.
materials.
So something really cool though.
But it is really cool.
Powered by Cosworth. That's pretty cool. So yeah, that's something really interesting. If you're going to have a collection, that's what I'd have in it. So we're going to make our way down this side with the Fiestas. Now this is in theory, the first iteration of this platform. Yeah,
so Mark 7 Fiesta. Before EcoBoost engine was a thing, they ran the S2000. Now if you're a Fiesta fan, you'd have heard of the S1600, which was the first sporty before Zetec S and ST for Fiesta to celebrate for going back into rallying. Well, this is the S2000. They capped the RPM at 8,500 RPM. So it made it quite tricky to get a naturally aspirated 2-litre engine to develop enough power and get it to go around a rally. So this is just before turbo and EcoBoost technology had come along. So this is what Malcolm obviously had at the time to play with, was a 2-litre Duratec engine, and he had to make it work for rallying whilst be reliable and give good power and capped at 8,500 RPM. So a pretty special car.
Yeah.
Then obviously this car superseded the Focus over there. So this was from that time to this time. They obviously found that the shell was so strong and lent itself so well to being made into a rally car, which is why they didn't continue with the Focus for a long time afterwards. They jumped straight ship
to that because it was so good. It made the right moves basically.
The Fiesta 2 and the WRC with this shape of vehicle.
Yeah. So big car. That very, very special. Love the number plate.
Moving on, the all-important evolution of the turbocharged EcoBoost engine. So EcoBoost technology meant that they weren't having to mess around with a 2-litre anymore with capped RPM limits. They then moved on to a rally car that could have a turbocharger once again, but with a 1600. So obviously the rules changed. You had to have a smaller capacity, but it was able to be turbocharged. So obviously, as we know, lends itself perfectly to rallying, getting the power down low without having to scream all the time. And again, an evolution from the naturally aspirated through to the turbocharged. And this was the Fiesta 7. And then finally, the last iteration was the R5 in the 7.5. So the Fiestas that you're used to seeing these days, the STs, ran this shape of headlight, and obviously this is the last of the iteration of the Fiesta 7.5 in a rally car.
Yeah, so that's again two really, really big cars.
Three massive cars.
Three big cars. I mean, first and then second and then third generations.
They all look very similar, but they are so different.
Yeah, that one I must admit is more out of control. It's lower. It's so much more of a car. This one is very wide, but that one looks like it's more refined with what they've done to it.
The 7.5 was the prettiest of the bunch anyway.
Yeah.
Even as a road going car, it just was a pretty.
The aero looks right. It just looks.
It is fantastic.
Yeah, pretty insane. So 28,000 mile, assuming to be one owner by Malcolm, the owner of M Sport.
Malcolm owned Wilson's car that he used, and again, following on from our discussion with the Volvo, it was a 4-wheel drive vehicle that was able to produce good results when going wrecking.
Yeah. So this was actually taken on the rally stages pre the rally cars going out, so they could actually assess what's going on. Yeah. That car has actually been round rally stages. That is insane. Yeah. With rally drivers in it, and it's in the collection, and it's sat there, and just the maddest thing.
So we do believe it to be. It has got small turbo fuel cap. It has an airbag. But we're not sure, because there's no badges in the back, whether it's a big turbo or a small turbo car. We're not going to pop the bonnet, we're not allowed to touch it.
Yes.
But yeah, a bit of a weird one. A couple of other people noticed it as well. It's got some sort of time-lapse parts on it that suggest it could be a small turbo, but then the boot lid pretends it could be a big turbo. But I can't get in there to tell you.
Yeah.
You might be able to see.
It is a very, very lovely thing though. And yeah, what are you saying it?
I think it's a small turbo.
Small turbo car.
See through there.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So,
what a beautiful bit of history.
Yeah, to have in a collection is bonkers. We'll move over to this, which is in theory a bit of yard art, I call it.
Yeah, so
it's got no engine in it, but
Stuart Ford replica
yeah.
Vehicle, no engine, that Ford have apparently got on loan to them here.
Yeah, so very cool thing. It's cool to have in the collection. Next up though, one of the most insane things we're probably going to see today, other than the car next to it, which we'll get onto, a 5,000 mile, one owner RS500 in the collection. So yeah, this is an original as they come, one owner with just the most insane mileage and number plate on it and everything. It is just the most lovely thing, isn't it? We were blown away by the facts on this, you know, being a one owner 500 with just the most low mileage I've ever seen.
5,716 miles.
We will just show you guys that because it is the most lovely thing in here.
Still retaining all its original audio setup.
Yeah, it is just, yeah, and headliner is brand new.
And I can definitely vouch, having a good look around the car, that I cannot see anywhere that it's been repainted.
No, I'd say that's as original as they get.
It's quite swirled, it's quite
used. It's been used, but it's been collected.
What I'm saying is it doesn't look like it's been restored.
No. I'd say even the wheels are at the point. Yeah.
And my favourite bit, come and look at this, guys, right? The decals are actually faded within the time of the age of that car.
Which is mental.
Which is amazing. Along with the pinstripe. The pinstripe isn't perfect, which presents itself to be, it is an original 5,000 mile Ford Sierra RS500 Cosworth. Just ridiculous.
As genuine as it gets.
We're never going to see or touch again.
No, we're never ever going to see this level of vehicle again, which is a huge shame, but we're so thankful that we got to spend some time with it. It's on another level.